Every school has that one kid, the one the teachers quietly give up on somewhere between October and November. The one who sits in the back row and says nothing, does nothing, turns in nothing. His name was Miguel, 14 years old, and he had already decided with complete certainty that he was stupid. Nobody had told him otherwise, not once. Her name was Miss Rivera, first-year teacher, 26 years old, still young enough to believe that every student was reachable. She noticed Miguel on day one. Not his grades, which were failing, not his attendance, which was barely there, but the margins of his notebook, covered in circuits, gears, wiring diagrams, tiny machines drawn with the kind of precision you can't fake. She stayed after class. She sat beside him, not in front of him, beside him, and looked at the drawings for a long time. Then she asked him 4 words. "Have you tried building things?" Miguel looked up. Nobody had ever asked him that. Ms. Rivera started bringing in electronics. Old radios from thrift stores, broken alarm clocks, circuit boards from a recycling bin. She set them on his desk and said nothing. Just watched. Miguel took them apart the way other kids eat lunch. Fast, instinctive, completely natural. And then he put them back together. 2 weeks later, he walked into class holding a working radio he had built from salvaged parts, a coat hanger, and a 9-volt battery. The class went silent. Ms. Rivera wrote 3 words in her notepad that afternoon. She underlined them twice. "This boy is extraordinary." Miguel entered the state science fair. Ms. Rivera drove him there herself, 3 hours each way, in a car with a broken air conditioner in the middle of July. He won first place. At 15 years old, standing on a stage with reporters and judges around him, someone asked into a microphone, "Who inspired you to be here today?" Miguel didn't hesitate. He pointed across the entire room at a young woman standing near the back wall. His teacher. Ms. Rivera didn't know he could see her from the stage. She had already started crying. Miguel became an engineer at 24. He builds water filtration systems for rural communities that have never had clean water. Every year, without fail, he sends Miss Rivera a letter. He writes about what he's building, where he's been, who he's met, and every letter ends the same way. In the same handwriting that once filled notebook margins with circuits no one noticed, he writes, "You saw me before I could see myself." Here is what I want every teacher watching this to hear. You will never fully know what you do. The student in the back row who says nothing is listening to everything. And sometimes, 4 words at the right moment from the right person can change the entire direction of a human life.